Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome to Solo Game Day here at Heavy Cardboard, the continuation of Album VR week here at HCHQ. Teach, play, and discuss medium and heavy strategy board games, war games, 18xx. I am your host, Edward Euler. Happy to be joined by y'all. Clinic Deluxe today, designed by the aforementioned Album VR and published by his own company, AV Studio Games. So welcome, everybody watching live around the world, as well as after the fact. Just had the successful launch, Space Shuttle, or whatever it is, the Dragon, I guess, right? So that's pretty cool. Hopefully you guys got to check that out today. Yeah, Clinic Deluxe. Arguably the hardest game I've ever played for me up here. So doing the solo while producing, directing, the whole 9 yards. Let's hope today goes all right. It's going to be a good time one way or the other. It'll either be it's going to be entertaining for y'all one way or the other. Just whether or not it's enjoyable for this guy, we'll see how that goes. So hopefully you guys are having a great, what is today? Saturday. Great Saturday here. Yeah, so before we get started, big thanks to all the patrons who help support the show, make all this possible. Big thank you to them. Everybody that chooses to watch the show, certainly appreciate it, y'all. Give it a thumb down below if you do like the show today. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little bell notification so that you know whenever I go live. And if you want to support the show, like those folks there do, you can go to pledgehc.com, support the show there. All right, Clinic Deluxe. Mechanically, it's not that hard. Just spatially crushes me. So it's going to be fun for y'all. It'll be a good time. So, a couple of things. I could do this one of two ways. Now, I already did a full teach, and we did a 4-player playthrough of this back when this was originally on Kickstarter, which I should mention. It is the mini expansion COVID-19, which is a co-op to try and get rid of COVID-19, which I think is thematically appropriate given the world right now. That is currently on Kickstarter for like 24 hours left, and that's about it. So that's really good coincidental timing on this, so check that out. If you do not have this game yet, you can also get that. You can also get, let me grab it over here. You not only can get that, you can get this, and you can get the COVID-19 expansion, some part of all of that or all of it over on the Kickstarter for the next 24 hours. Now, getting back to what I was saying. When this was originally on Kickstarter, I had the prototype and we did a 4-player playthrough of this. I did a full teach of it then. Now, I could go through the full teach if you guys would prefer today. I do have all of my teaching notes right here. Or I could just do an overview as I have been doing and then kind of teach it as we go. So that's entirely, I'm going to leave it up to the peanut gallery today because honestly, there's a lot going on in this, but I also think that for the most part, you guys would be able to pick it up as we go along. So I'm going to actually leave it to you guys. I find myself struggling a bit some days trying to figure out who I'm trying to cater to. Am I trying to cater to those of y'all that watch live or to the folks that come afterwards? And I feel like on stuff like this, I feel like I should be catering more to the live folks than to after the fact, because of the fact that even though I'm doing these solo playthroughs and I'm trying to teach them and I'm trying to, nail the rules and everything, I will say that it's considerably harder doing solo than it is when multiple players. It's just a harder thing to do. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Welcome, Luis. First time live. That's awesome. Teach as it goes. I look tired. No, I actually feel good. I went for a walk today. It was wonderful. It was a great walk. It's gorgeous weather outside, so I actually feel pretty good. Maybe a little tired, but All right. People are saying an overview and teach as I go. All right. So that said, I'll do an overview as best I can, and then we'll do a teach as I go. Spatially, this game works in 3D. I struggle mightily with this aspect of this game and any game, the spatial. Go back and watch yesterday, or go back and watch, honestly, any stream this week that wasn't Age's Steam, you'll see that. So I have tried to do kind of a progression of streams this week for Alban VR. So if you've watched these this week, then you're going to see a lot of mechanisms as well as concepts that we are building upon as we go along, culminating essentially on this and Small City tomorrow. I bring that up because doing everything, running everything today, not making excuses, it's going to be a lot on my plate. So spatially, make sure I'm not making mistakes, because I have a hard enough time when I'm just playing this game off stream, much less with people that will help me correct stuff, much less solo doing everything and doing that. So I am going to ask for your help in this, because I struggle with this game. All right. So, all right. Maybe a link in the description. Yeah, I will do that later. So there we go. All right. So, yeah, y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's dig into it, shall we? Let's get into, I almost said Small City. That's tomorrow. Let's get into Clinic Deluxe, shall we? And the game that shows that Alban VR is both cynical and funny, but also a sick individual, because, man, this game is hard for me. Clinic Deluxe. Your town center is flourishing, but as the city grows, the need for medical care grows with it. Fortunately, you and your business partners have the wherewithal to build a clinic to address these needs. Unfortunately, just before groundbreaking, your differing views of the ideal clinic cause a schism, and you go your separate ways, with patients already scheduling appointments. Each of you decides to build the clinic of your dreams, hiring staff and building modules and more in order to meet the demands of the ailing patients. This is your clinic. Build it however you like, to give patients the care they need, so you can make your clinic the most popular one in town. Now, the things that I'm going to talk about are specific to Clinic in general, because the only things that differ between the multiplayer game and the solitaire game is there's one player, so turn order isn't going to come into play, obviously. There are going to be an end game goal that you sickos are going to help choose for me, all right? And then you're choosing, or you're trying to score high on this, along with meeting the end game goal. That's it. So the actual game of Clinic plays identical to it that it does multiplayer. So there's no bot to run, there's no anything like that, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, so what is it you guys are looking at out here? Well, we have the main board, which is essentially divided into 9 different areas. The outside track is the time track. So as you can see, there is a handy dandy little clock or stopwatch right there that shows that that is a time clock. Inside that, around the outside, is the victory point track. Then over on the far right, we have the turn track, which obviously is not going to be used because we're playing solitaire. It's just one. Easy enough. Below that, we have the round track. So the game is going to take place over 6 rounds, as you can see there, by the big round marker that actually isn't round. I got a kick out of that. Nathan Morse actually did the rule book on this, and he actually pointed that out, that the round marker is not actually round. I found that funny. So there we go. All right. So over onto the left side over here, we have the building action descriptions and the rules for building our clinic over here. So building actions, all of this over here has to do with our building actions and the various things that we can build throughout the game. All right, more on all of that details later. Moving to the right, we have the university, which is where the doctors are going to come from, and then the community college down below. And all of this is going to be the hiring actions for doctors, for nurses, and for orderlies. And then we have the parking lot, because as every person comes to your hospital, be it a patient, be it a doctor, be it a nurse, be it an orderly, they are going to grab a car. Now, if you can see this, we have some serious douche canoes over here in our parking lot. We have this one guy here that feels he's special. He can park between 2 lines and take up 2 spots. What an asshat. This one can't park straight, so essentially he's taking up 2 spots. And then this guy, really? He's gonna be that guy that parks sideways like this? So 2 Jeeps came in and blocked him in to where he can't get out. Sorry. Got carried away when I was setting this up. I had some fun with it. Go with it. All right. It's my show. I can do that. All right. So we have we have building actions. We have hiring actions through here. And then we have patient admissions. Patients that are awaiting to be treated over here, admitted to the various clinics, or in this case, my clinic as it is. All right. The specific modules and their specific, easy for me to say, the issues that they have with them. Now, in the solo game, I said that the only difference is I'm playing 1 player. Sort of. Obviously, the number of things, whoa, really, I just killed some orderlies. The thing that is going to be different is based on player count, are the number of orderlies, the number of nurses, the number of doctors, the number of patients, but also the specific modules that are going to be available. So in a solo game, only psychiatric, which, I mean, mental health is important to everybody, right? Obviously. And then cardiology. The ophthalmology, I can't remember what, a neurosurgeon, I forget what this one is. These 3 are not going to be used in the solo game. All right? All right. So those are the 3 main actions in the first phase of the game, but over here on the board. Then we have a handy dandy little reminder of what things are going to cost time or reduce time, because time is money, as it were, or time is victory points, as it were. Then over here we have the business phase section, which this is going to be a reference guide to show the amount of income you'll potentially make and expenses you'll have to pay each round, along with the cost of buying popularity. Yep, you heard it, buying popularity, because that's how that works. Did I mention that Albin is a bit of a cynic? All right. Then finally, there is the admin phase or administration phase, which shows the upkeep and refresh steps in each round. All right. Then off board, we have all the various modules, and over there, various things that you're going to be able to build. Then off camera over there, I have all the various different colors of doctors. As I kill more doctors, various doctors are going to be over there. Additional patients, this is what's going to go into the bags when we get ready for setup. And then there are bonus tiles that you guys are going to help me choose as well. Then over here on our individual player tableau, or, well, my tableau, because there's only one of us, we have the individual clinic. There are 4 floors, potentially. The first 2 floors are already here. Floors 2 and 3, so the ground floor, floor 1, Then floor 2 and floor 3 may be added if I so desire. All right. It has a 4x3 grid, as you can see, for the ground floor. And everything is kind of in that trapezoid? Is that a trapezoid? I think. Rhombus? Rhombus. That's what they are. They're all rhombus shaped over here. So the first floor is here. The second floor is there. On the back side of this is the expert version, which is 3x3. I'm going to struggle enough, so I'm playing with the easier version. It's still not easy, but it's the easier version. All right, so it's a 4x3 grid where we're going to have our various modules, entrances, street parking, and other things. And keep in mind, this is going to be 3D orthogonally adjacent. So let me explain that for a moment. This space here is going to be orthogonally and 3D adjacent to that space, that space, that space, that space, and the one up above it right there. So just like in Town Center, the same thing's going to apply. And then this space, if I were to build another floor, is adjacent to these 4 there, that one there, and that space there. This is what breaks my brain. All right. Then, other things that are over here on our player board, we have a building guide, as well as costs over here in the left side, and then some rules reminders that are going to be over here. Then we have pre-admissions. Pre-admissions these are patients that are going to be coming from out here into pre-admissions before they get into our hospital or our clinic itself. And then there are 3 action spaces down here for the various actions that we're going to be taking. All right. Of those 3 actions, we have 6 action tiles, 2 for each of the 3 actions that are available. All right. Everybody's also going to start with 1 white doctor, which is a basic level doctor, and there will be progressions of doctors as we go along. The doctor's car, that's a Maserati. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm kidding. They're all the same, but it's a Maserati. Does 185, in case you were wondering. And everybody is going to start with the same 3 starting modules: a psychiatric service hub, a treatment room, and a supply room. Okay? Everyone's going to start with a entrance, which is that little marker there. All the entrances look like those. Everyone's going to start with $15. There we go. All right. So that's pretty much everything that you're looking at as far as, well, everything that you're looking at. Like I said, all of this stuff is all off camera. There are more passengers. There are more patients. Patients are going to go into the patient bag. Doctors are going to go into the doctor bag. So let's go ahead and talk about setup a little bit before we go any further. All right. So setup, we have 1 nurse per player. So right here. And in fact, let me go ahead and move the camera around a little bit so you guys can see some stuff here. So we will go there. Oops. Hold on. There we go. All right. So as you can see, player count is going to base on 1 nurse per player per round. So 6 rounds, 1 nurse. There we go. And then there's going to be 2 orderlies, and then some other, and then all of the parking lot, the cars down here. And then if we move on up, all right, now this is where we're going to have to draw some stuff first. All right. So you see that the progression of doctors. So the best doctor is going to be the red doctor, then orange is a little bit worse, then yellow, then the beginners, which are the white ones. All right. And you'll also have a little reminder here that doctors always come with cars. And if you look down below, the nurses and orderlies also come with cars. Oh yeah, and patients always come with cars. Help me remember, because I'm going to forget. All right, so let's go ahead and start out with everything that's going to start in the bags. That's all this stuff down here. This is per the setup chart, which is going to be over here in the rule book. All right. So we start with 9 white patients, which these are the easiest to treat and worth the least amount of money. Then we have 6 yellow patients, 3 orange, and 1 near dead critical red patient there. So we're going to throw them into the bag. So hold on one second. All right. Yeah, I had way too much fun setting up this parking lot over there. Not gonna lie, really, really did. And I was thinking about like pet peeves, like things that would really, really bug me about that. Like, who actually parks that way? You'd be amazed, or maybe you wouldn't, to be like, just definite pet peeve there. So just let you guys enjoy that a little bit. Like I said, I had way too much fun. Did I ever mention that I've always wanted to build model train layouts? So this was kind of my ode to that. Anyway, sorry, I apologize. All right, so, all right. So we're gonna do this a little bit out of order. So all of those are here in the bag now, all right? So for each available service, and I guess I should show you guys the available services here, all right? So the available services, so again, this is based on player count, right? So only 2 services are going to be available here at my clinic, okay? So I'm going to draw 1 patient per. So here we go, in there, and we will go. So that's basically me, okay? And then 1 a little bit more serious cardiology. I'm probably going to screw up the name. I'll probably just say heart clinic or something like that. So that is now set up. But now we need to take the doctors. So there are 3 basic white doctors, 2 more advanced yellow doctors, and a orange doctor starts here in the doctor bag. So we will start those up, throw those in, shuffle them up, and then looking over here, back at the university, you'll notice that there are only 2 doctors available in the solo game. So we're going to draw 2 of them. And if there were different colors that were drawn, the more advanced doctor would be on the more expensive, and then they go in descending order. But since they were both basic, lowest level white doctors, I'm trying to tiptoe given the political climate of everything that's going on. So the basic doctors, the white doctors there. All right. I think that's everything as far as setup goes now. I just want it now. These 2 are going to stay off screen because real estate is a little bit tight on this. All right, so let's go ahead and move over. Oh, I lied. That is not all for setup. I apologize. There are 2 other things that I need you guys to help me out with on setup. So the special modules here, there are 4 types. And you know what? I have a question for you guys. Again, catering to those of you guys that are live. Now, I think the iconography in this is pretty good. And I'm going to be able to zoom in on everything as we go along, okay? However, with like these special modules, they do have a lot of information on the front side, but is it clearer if I were to have it flipped over to where you guys could just see it that way and do away with the artwork? Now, kudos to Ian O'Toole. He said this is the hardest project he's ever worked on. This was his entire 2019, or at least the majority of 2019 was spent working on the iconography for all of this. But anyway, so you guys tell me how that works for you guys. And then I'm going to shuffle these up. Only 2 of these are going to be available in the game, okay? And then we're going to choose our bonus. And then finally, we're going to choose what our end game goal is. And by we, I mean, well, we, because it's a collective today. It's you guys and me. All right, so pick a number 1 through 4. I'm going to continually shuffle these, and I will bring the cameras up, actually, or camera and the chat. There we go, because you guys don't actually need to see all of that. And here, I will bring those up there as well. There we go. All right, so first one to get 3 numbers So I'm just going to continually shuffle these every day, shuffling. Front side's fine, JT says. So I guess JT's speaking for everybody. Front side it is. Done. I appreciate it, KZSZS. Says, hi, everyone. Just popped in to say, love your work. Good luck. Have fun with the solo play. I'm going to do terribly today. I know this already. So. All right. So it looks like 3 is going to be one of them. And waiting for another one. Come on. I got 3, Corey. Oh, come on. There's a bunch of you guys watching. Let's go. Pick a number, 1 through 4. That's the only problem with doing live. I count on you guys to chime in. Seeing a bunch of new names. That's awesome. All right, looks like 2 and 3. So here we go. I will stop shuffling, not looking. There. So 2 and 3 are the 2 that are going to be in play. The others are out of play. So, yes, I could have done that myself and had that set up. But again, interactive. All right. So I forget the names of what these are, but the 2 that you guys chose are the -3 time, and I believe that is the I'm looking. There we go. Operating room. Operating room and triage. Those are the 2 that you guys chimed in with. Okay, so we have that. So now we have the bonus tiles. So the bonus tiles, I'll go ahead and show you guys these here. The bonus tiles are start with a parking lot. So place 2 cars. Okay, $5. Start with a garden. Start with a nurse, but they come with a car, obviously. An orderly, start with a car. I forget what that one is. And get a promoted doctor, I believe is what that one is. Yes, the doctor I am correct on. That one and this one I am looking. Oh, I cannot remember that one. Trying to see where the bonus tiles are called out, and I cannot find them. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, by the way, Chris Spath did an excellent job, a clarifications file on BGG for rules clarifications. And in fact, I'm referencing that, so well done there. Number 4, start with a white patient in psychiatry pre-admissions. This patient comes from the supply, not the pool bag, and has an accompanying car as usual. The red icon with the 3 people above the arrow represents pre-admissions, but was never added to the player boards. Thank you, Chris. And Chris is the one who helps me, one of the 2 guys that helps with the timestamps. So well done, Chris. I wanted to give a huge shout out on that. Yeah, that is a really good one. All right. Sorry, Christopher. Thank you, though. All right. Okay. All right. So we are going to choose, I believe it's one of these, right? It's 1 per player, and then you choose. Let me double check. Number 25. 1 more than the number of players. All right. So there are a total of 7 of these. Every day I will be shuffling. So pick a number 1 through 7. Or pick 2 numbers 1 through 7. First 2 numbers picked. And these all have question marks on them. So. Oh, Nathan Morse also made a handy-dandy little player aid, which looks like it just a visual disaster until you understand what you're looking at. He's the one who did the rule book. It's this, which looks terrible until you look at the legend. Now, one other thing before we get started also, I am not playing with any of the extensions. So the extensions are all of these. This comes with 13 expansion modules. 13 that are modular there. And then the base game, if you want to call it that, comes with 4 other modules that I'm not playing with. Like Workaholic Doctors or the Purple Doctors, Zombies, Zombie Patients, I think it was, which are the green cubes. Then there are, if you guys haven't seen these are amazing. I will show you guys. The fire extinguisher and the blood transfusion. I mean, look at those. Those are awesome, right? I mean, they're tiny too. Finger for scale. So, anyway. But not playing with any of those because there's enough going on in the solo game. All right. So let's get back to this. I have stalled. Looks like I see 3 2s and 3 4s. All right. 3 2s, 2, and 4. There we go. The rest are out of the game. So we'll just set those over. Here we go. What did we choose? Okay. Patient and a parking lot. You guys choose which I'm going to start with. Patient already in pre-admission, so ignore that. So, 1 patient in psychiatry already to be able to treat, or a parking lot which can hold 2 cars, which will also fill one of the spots out here on the ground floor. Gives me a chance to get some drink. Or some tea. English breakfast today, I went simple. Parking lot it is. All right, so we will do away with that one. We will start with a parking lot. Where are we going to start with the parking lot? Let's go and start with the parking lot right there. So our first doctor is going to start with a car. The Maserati that does 185. Bloop. All right, so that's done. Okay, cool. Now, what do we do? I don't know. I'm kidding. Somewhat kidding. All right. So we need to start with what goal? Now that we know which 2 special modules are going to be available, let me see. I will do it this way. Again, I'm just trying to make this a little bit more interactive for you guys and try and, have some fun with this. I realize if you're watching this after the fact, you're like, oh my God, just make a damn decision. I get it, but it's Saturday. Just kind of chill. Wow, you guys can't see all those, can you? Let's try that again. Forgot about the camera over there. Hey, there we go. Now you guys can see them all. We have to choose one of the following endgame goals. Okay. There is one other thing. Okay. The one that I would say we don't do is this one because it's impossible unless the lab is available. So we're not going to do this one. And I apologize, it's a little bit darker because the way I have this set up, but that's all right. So no more white patients left in the bag or any on the board. All right. Are you doing that, JT, because you hate me? Can't see the waiting room. Oh, I will fix that. Don't worry, Corey. Oh, God. 3 building. Oh, wow. Vladdy obviously hates me. Okay, I'm going to be the one, the arbiter that actually chooses this. But let's see. Well, let's go through them. No more white patients left in the bag or any on the board. That's doable. Okay. That one scares me, I'm not going to lie. Build 3 buildings that can treat patients. Have spent no more than 12 time. That's funny. Have 7 doctors still on your player board. That's a lot of payment. Whew. All right. Can't do that one because the lab isn't one of, because we won't be able to have red, so not that. Have at least 3 colors of patients still on your player board. Ooh, that's not good. Build the service hub on the highest floor on which you're playing, which means I got to build to level 3. At least you guys haven't made me add more floors, so at least there's that. Treat at least 6 patients during the last round. 2 red, 2 orange, 2 yellow. Yeah, I'm making serious money, but oof. Have at least 4 nurses still on your player board. That seems doable. Have at least $200 and at least 0 popularity after the time penalty. I mean, I feel like that one's kind of middle of the road. This one, I'm sorry, Vladdy, I'm just going to overrule you and say no. That is going to be really, really hard to manipulate. But you know what? How about this? 1, 2, or 3. So 1, 2, or 3. First thing that gets 3 answers. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Can't do the one of each doctor because it's impossible without the lab in play. One, 2, 3. Three it is. All right, so we have to have at least 4 nurses still on our player board. In addition to that, if we succeed, then it's a matter of how did we do based on that. So I'm going to set this as a win. Just plain and simple, did we succeed in doing this? Okay. But I'm going to say that we have to get to also at least the nurse level. Okay. So nurse level it is. So place your bets. There we go. Everything's visible on that, right? Yeah, you guys can see everything, right? I think so. I think we're okay, right? The second and third floors, I will manipulate stuff if I need to as we go along, okay? All right, hey, I didn't choose, so don't hate on me. See how that works? Deflect, deflect, deflect. I learned that somewhere. Okay, last joke like that for the whole day, I promise. All right. All right, so let's go over, and I'm using the I don't know what you want, call it a player aid, Holistic Summary by Nathan Morse on BGG, okay? So basically anything that isn't in black I can ignore, so that's kind of nice, okay, because I'm not playing with any of the expansions. So, all right, cool, there we go. All right, so some basic rules to think about here. We need to actually talk about how we play the game first. I apologize. So the game lasts 6 rounds. Each round has 3 turns. Within each turn, okay, we're going to choose one of the available actions out here, okay? So we're going to, obviously, we can only choose each of those actions twice of the 3. So 6 rounds. Within each round, we're 3 turns. Each turn, we're going to secretly, if this were multiplayer, choose one of these, which corresponds to one of the 3 actions. So the 3 actions are build stuff here in our clinic, hire people to work in our clinic, and then get patients in here to treat them, provided we have built and have the people to be able to do so, to then be able to get money and then pay wages and then buy victory points. Okay? Then upkeep. That's it in a nutshell. Sounds really simple. All right? All right, cool. So, again, adjacency means orthogonally adjacent, but that also means 3D, first floor, second floor, or ground floor, first floor, however you want to word that. All right, or think of it. The order of patients is going to be white, not so bad, red, critical, so white, yellow, orange, red. Okay, so as they get more red, they get worse. And doctors, training level, red is as good as it gets, then orange, then yellow, then white. Okay? Everybody that comes into our clinic requires a car. You have to park it. When you build something, it cannot have a car. A car will either be built in a parking lot here or on a street parking, which blocks being able to put anything into that space. So the advantage of a parking lot is it gives you 2 other spaces in here that then you're not parking on streets, which will block up places to be able to build. Hopefully that makes sense. All right? And you don't have to pay to extend to build vertically. You just add them, but we'll see if we need that. All right? All right. So as I said, 6 rounds, 3 turns. Each turn, normally, these would be face down, and you would put it down here to say, hey, I'm ready. I'm going to choose that action. And then everybody that chose building is going to build in turn order. So if, say, Jess and I both said building, whoever's first in turn order, that player would build, then the next player would build. And then any player that said for hiring would hire, and then any player that did admissions would then do that after these have done. But this is done in turn order, then this is done in turn order, then this is done in turn order. But it being solo, it's a cow's opinion. It's moo. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what our options are. And I'm kind of teaching this a little bit on the front end, but so be it. All right. Okay, so when you build, you can build up to 2 components. It says so on there, but it also says up here. So let's go ahead and look at that a little bit more. Now, there are only 2 of these that are available, 2 of the service hubs. These other 3 are not in the game because it's a solo game, okay? All right. The iconography here says you are only allowed to build 1 of these per round, okay? Not per turn, but per round. So 6 rounds, in theory, I'd be able to build 6 of these, but not exactly. There is only 1 of these each total per round. So in other words, if we were playing a multiplayer game, then there's still only 1 of each. So you might not be able to get them all, okay? And then there is only 1 per floor and 1 per building of a given type as well. That's what this icon means, okay? All right. Thank you, JT. All right. So that is the service hubs, all right? Service hubs, for the most part, is where we're going to actually be treating patients, okay? So these patients that are over here are going to be treated in there. Then there are the treatment rooms. So each floor can only have 1 of these, okay? Treatment rooms, when you build these, you can immediately also, let me get this right. Treatment rooms, immediately after you build it, you can buy an adjacent supply room, which doesn't count as one of your builds. Supply rooms down here, okay? To be available for use, however, it must be adjacent to a service hub on the same floor as well as a supply room. So the treatment room is technically where they're treated, but okay. So let me read that again. To be available for use, to be able to treat a patient in a treatment room, it must be adjacent to a service hub on the same floor, as well as to a supply room, which the supply room can be on a different floor. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys now over here on my tableau and why this makes sense, okay? This is the thing that is going to struggle the most. So we're talking about down here now. Sorry, it's crooked. So we have a service hub. We have a treatment room that is on the same floor and adjacent to a service hub, and it is adjacent to a supply room, but the supply room could be on a different floor. So the supply room here could technically be up here, because remember, that is adjacent here, and that allows treatment of psychiatric patients there in the treatment room. Does that make sense? That is one of the hardest concepts to understand in the game of Clinic. So if you can wrap your heads around that, then we're in really, really good shape. All right. So, getting back now to these. So, supply rooms adjacent to supply rooms can support several adjacent treatment rooms, okay? So as you can see here, one supply room, in theory, could handle 6 treatment rooms, or any adjacent per that. Does that make sense? I hope. Good? All right. Special modules are special. Each player can only build one special module per turn. You can only build one of these per round. All right? And the 2 that are available in our game are these 2. All right? The operating room, which is this one, which is one of the ones that you guys chose, all right? To be available for use, it must be adjacent to a service hub on the same floor. Service hub. These guys on the same floor. Okay? All right? All right. But then there are a whole lot of other things that we can build. There are all those. All right, so let's talk about those. So gardens must be built on an empty ground floor space. Okay? Cars can be parked around it. That's all right. Or gardens can be built on top of gardens, as you can see there. Okay. I also should point something out that I think is obvious and implied, but I don't want to assume. To be able to build on the first floor, it must be supported by something underneath it. So in other words, the only places that can be built right now are these 3 on the second floor. I think that's implied, but I don't want to assume. All right. Helipads, all right, must be built in an empty space on top of a module, but no construction is allowed on top of a helipad. I mean, obviously, because it comes in and lands. Okay, all right. Helipad is basically a 5-way entrance, or egress and ingress, as it were. All right. Entrances. First entrance must point to a ground floor service hub. Subsequent entrances can point to any ground floor module. Must be attached to a service module. My entrance is right there, so we're good to go there. Okay, but other ones will go around the outside, around the outside, around the outside, but obviously on the first floor. Helipads are essentially entrances on higher floors. All right. We'll go with parking lots next. Parking must be built empty ground floor space. When built, you can move cars into it. Okay? So, we have a level 2 or a parking spot that has 2 on it, and then we have parking spots that have 3 on it. They can be upgraded. So, this one starts with 2, has a car in it because I can move freely into it, and you can have cars around that. All right. All right. Now, conveyors. Think of these as elevators, but also elevators that work within the same floor. So, you know, like the moving walkways at airports that you've seen, right? Stuff like that. That's essentially what a conveyor does. It's going to allow us to save time for moving whenever we move people through our hospital, because time is money and that is bad for us. So, conveyors, these have to be built orthogonally aligned, okay? And these are going to cost money, I should point out, but we'll get there in a little bit. And subsequent ones must be aligned with one of the two ends. So they move in 90-degree directions. So in other words, if I have a conveyor that is like there to there, that is a straight line. Then I would have to build, or I could build, I should say, like one here, because that is directly above, or if I had another floor, you guys can't see that, there. But what I could not do is I could not build it there, because that is not in a 90-degree straight line, right? Okay, so conveyors. All right. So that is the various building things. And then hiring. This is pretty simple. You pay the cost associated with hiring whoever it is that you're going to be hiring, okay? So let's go over the university, which is pretty simple. Hey, Elk, appreciate it. All right. $4, $2. Pretty simple. Okay? And again, the more advanced doctor, it just so happens that I drew two white doctors. The more advanced doctor will always be the more expensive, okay? And, or hire either a nurse from the current round column or an orderly. And you're going to put them onto, the orderlies don't really fit face down, so there we go. There are always two available, so there we go. Okay. The nurse from the current column, $2. Orderlies, $1. And remember, everybody that you bring has a car. Okay. All right. So that is hiring, whether it is doctors. And when you hire a doctor, you can also hire on a nurse or an orderly, and or a nurse or an orderly. All right. And the last one is admitting patients. Okay. Which is the crux of the game, right? Is you're doing all of this infrastructure to be able to bring on patients. Admitting patients, you have queue points. You have a base of 1 plus the number of entrances and helipads you have. So at the beginning, I have a base of 1 and I have 1 entrance. So therefore, I have 2 queue points. Pretty simple there, okay? Appointment queues immediately advance rightward to fill gaps whenever gaps appear. So admitting the rightmost patient in a queue to your pre-admissions is 1 queue point. 1 queue point. 1 queue point. Easy enough, okay? And I can admit either of these, but obviously I can only treat this one because I only have the service hub for psychiatric. I do not have a cardiologist yet, okay? All right. Swapping two things, patients and or empty spaces that are orthogonally adjacent on the notepad, is 1 queue point. So yes, you guessed it. Oh, he thought he had a heart problem, but it's actually all in his head. So you could swap them if you want for a queue point. I have 2 queue points. So that would be 1, and then I would admit this one to my pre-admissions. Pre-admissions would go there. And the reason I might want the worst patient is because they are worth more money to treat worse patients. Easy enough. You do not save queue points, they do not roll over, etc., etc. All right, so those are the 3 actions that we can take on a given turn. Okay, we do that 3 times, and then we go into business. I feel like you guys got to have a little bit of context, so I realize I said it was going to be teach as I go, but I'm kind of morphing into this. But this is going to be really, really important. All right. After we are done with all of that, okay, new patients schedule appointments at that point. Then top to bottom, each service gets 1 new patient drawn from the bag into its rightmost empty space, because remember, these will always slide to the right. So in other words, if I don't bring on any patients, we will draw 1 for that. We will draw 1 for that. Okay? And if the action marker is on 3, continue to moving, because now all of the folks that are outside your hospital actually need to move. And moving is going to take us time to be able to move around. Okay? Yes, Albin hates parking, apparently. All right, otherwise, advance the action marker and do that phase again. So, we do that, we get patience. We do that, we get patience. We do that, we get patience. Then we go into moving, and then we do the business side of things. Okay? So the business side of things, let me go ahead and move to the next sheet. Patient care and income. All right? So, whenever we make money in a given round, we are not going to add it to our money supply over here. Instead, we're actually going to put it over here down below our board, because money we earn this round is going to matter. It's going to be different than money that we already had on hand to be able to buy popularity, i.e. victory points. That's really, really important to understand. All right. So, in each treatment room or operating room, assign a doctor to each patient and a number of nurses to each doctor. A doctor needs 1 nurse for each color difference from the patient. Okay, that was a lot of words. What's that mean? All right. So we look at the difference. There are 4 different color of doctors and 4 different color of patients. There are white, yellow, orange, and red, right? So if I'm treating a white patient with a white doctor, they are the same color, does not require a nurse. That makes sense. However, for every difference in color between them, and actually, I think the university is a good place to show this off a little bit. Here. So if I had either a yellow patient and a white doctor, or a yellow doctor and a white patient, that is going to be a difference of 1 color. That requires 1 nurse. Okay? If I had, getting back to what we had said, if I had an orange patient and a white doctor, in that case, that's a difference of 2. So therefore, I'm going to need 2 nurses to assist, regardless of the direction, whether it's the patient's worse than your doctor or the doctor is not up to snuff, equal. They need nurses to assist them because they don't have the skill to treat worse patients, or it's below them to treat, I don't want to treat simple things. Give me somebody who has a serious illness. So, kind of a God complex for the doctors. Again, did I mention that Albin is a bit cynical? So, you need 1 nurse for each color difference between the treatment of each of those. Okay? Now, I'm not saying all doctors are like that. Not making any commentary. Just telling you how the game works. That's it. Don't yell at me. All right. So, that said, for every patient that is in a treatment room, you got to have a doctor and 1 nurse per level of difference to be able to do so. Okay? Hopefully all that makes sense. Okay? Then, for each successfully treated patient, okay, you get income based on the color of the patient. So the worse they are, as I mentioned, the better, the more money they pay. All right? That makes sense? Okay, so it behooves you to have worse patients, provided that you can treat them. Okay? All right. In addition to that, you're going to notice if treated in a treatment room, for each adjacent garden, you get an extra $2 because, you know, it's a room with a view. That's what that symbolizes. Okay? However, for each operating room, I lost my spot. I apologize. Hold on. I want to make sure I get this right. I lost my spot. Treatment's $6. You get paid $6. That's what it is. Sorry. All right. Good. I appreciate that, Rocky and Irene. Thank you. All right. Cool. All right. After you have gotten paid, then you have to pay expenses. Okay? You have to pay from your income this turn. Money that you made from treating patients. Here is got to pay this. Not this money, but this money. Okay? So doing that, you treat you pay the doctors as shown on the color there. Pretty simple, I think that. Okay? And obviously, nurses and orderlies are each getting paid $1. Okay? For each module and garden in your clinic costs $1. However, an orderly reduces the total $3. However, you got to pay the orderly $1, so really it totally reduces it $2. Does that make sense? I hope. And each operating room that you use costs an additional $2. Oh, wait, no, that is not an operating room. I apologize. Operating rooms cost an extra $3. This one is not in play for us, so ignore this. We do not have that one. That's outpatient services. That's what it is. There we go. All right. Then, in turn order, right, you may buy popularity from your income this turn. You make income. Out of that, you pay expenses. And out of that, you also buy victory points. Okay? All that makes sense? I hope? Good. Moving on. Then after that, we have admin. All of these steps. These are pretty simple, though. Advance the round marker. That's square. Okay, got it. Then reset the action marker back to 1. So that comes back to 1. Okay. Then appointments. Return the patient in the rightmost space with the X of each row to the patient bag. So any of these, there, go away. Okay? Then the university. Each doctor at the university levels up per the chart. So they get 1 better. So white doctor would become yellow, yellow becomes orange, orange becomes red. Okay, easy enough. All right. Then draw 1 doctor for every empty space based on player count, obviously. Then sort the doctors again. In other words, remember, so if this is a white one and I draw an orange, the orange would go here, the white one would stay there. So it's cheaper. And you do not have to buy or hire these left to right. You can hire whichever ones you want. All right. Remove the round's unhired nurses. So any nurses that were left over from that round go away. So the 1 nurse, as it were. Okay. So we are right here. Okay. Then here, we don't have a lab. Okay. But a lab, doctor in a lab levels up, giving you a popularity as well. But we don't have a lab in play. So we can ignore that step for our game. Okay. Then, for a doctor that's in a lab, they don't actually regress. Cool, but we don't have a lab, so we'll skip that step as well. This one, everyone else that isn't in a lab levels down, so we don't skip that. So they've been busy working in a hospital, they're not training, so therefore they regress. They're not keeping up with the latest info. Okay? Then each patient worsens 1 step. If they're already red, they die. You lose 5 popularity, but the car goes away because they don't need a car. By the way, also I should point out, whenever you treat a patient, they leave, the car goes with them. And yes, they can take the doctor's Maserati if they want, which I think is really funny as well. All right. So patients get worse. If it's red, they die. You lose 5 popularity. Okay, cool. Then new tiles, so we'll flip some over there, and then reset turn order. We don't have to worry about that. Da-da-da-da. All right. Then endgame scoring, real quick. Well, did I meet my criteria? And then we're going to score. Employees, depending on the color, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, respectively. So nurses are worth 1 point or 1 popularity. Doctors are worth 5, 4, 3, 2. Respectively. Buildings, you get 8 points for each additional building because This is technically one building. If I were to build a second building in here that is not connected, if it can treat patients, you get additional victory points for that. You get more victory points for having treatment rooms that are usable up on higher floors, etc., etc. And you're going to lose time. You're going to lose 1 popularity for every 3 time, as shown out here on the time track. There you go. So, good enough. Let's play. Like I said, I had a feeling that was going to happen today. I apologize, guys. All right, let's go. So now you have context for what it is we're trying to do. All right. So we can treat psychiatric patients, okay? The question is, oh, we need to reset that. Sorry. Okay, we're ready to begin. We have a doctor. We have a psychiatric patient ready. I think we could admit him because we can treat him. Or we could build more. I was hoping by teaching all of that with you guys, I would be able to work through strategy in my head, and I wasn't able to. I apologize. So I'm trying to take stock of where everything is right now and trying to decide how to go about attacking the first round. Well, we know we need 4 nurses at the end of the game, okay? Let's see. So you can have 1 service hub per floor and it must be adjacent to a treatment room, and the treatment room must be adjacent to a supply room, and the supply room can be on a different floor. So in other words, I could build a treatment room here and then build my cardiology there, and that would be legit. I think that's what we do to start. I hate that we have crappy doctors to begin with, and we don't have a lab for us. Yeah, exactly, Christopher. That's the problem with solo games. Stalling for time uses the same brain that's supposed to be thinking. Yeah, right. The 4 nurses, Jason, is what the peanut gallery chose. I need to draw better doctors, obviously, because there's no way to get doctors better since the lab is not in the game. I like the idea of doing that, though. So I think the first action we're going to do is build. Okay? I think so. Oh, and you know what? I did not cover one really, really important thing that I realized. I apologize. I didn't talk about the costs of buildings and stuff, did I? I'm sorry, guys. So right here, and you know what? Normally I don't do this, but there we go. Yeah, there we go. So on the ground floor, whatever you place there, you can see is going to cost $2. And supply rooms are free, okay? However, if you go up a floor, you'll notice that it's going to cost more, okay, for placing them on there. All right? Yeah, exactly. So that works out that I'm going to need a whole bunch of nurses anyways. So I want to look one thing up. So just wanted to talk about the costs for these various things, okay? So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to build. So I like the idea of building a cardiology. Excuse me. Yeah, I think so. And you're allowed to build, or you're allowed to buy two. So I'm going to buy the cardiology here. And as we mentioned, I'm going to put that there. And then whenever you do, or check that, the second buy or build, I'm going to take a treatment room. The treatment room is going to go there. And if I wish, when I do so, I can also get another supply room if I so choose. I think I will. I want to be able to build it there, but I cannot because there's nothing supporting it down below. So this is, it's not free, but it doesn't count as a build to be able to put this out here. Do I, is the question. What if I did like this? Is that a terrible idea? Because then I can put another treatment room up there. I think that's an okay idea. Because the cardiology is adjacent to a treatment room, which is adjacent to a supply room, which can be on a different floor. So we're good to go on that. I think that works. So now we need to go through my costs for all of that, right? So let's take a look. So I built this here, which is free, okay, because it's on the ground floor. So good to go there. However, both of these up here are going to cost me $3 a piece. So that's going to be $6 total. So the $6 goes away, back to the bank. That was action number one. All right. Correct that building higher is worth more points. That's true, but you've got to have a base level in which to be able to build higher, right? Points at the end for each treatment room. That is true. And exactly, if I put another treatment room here, that would be good because that'll be worth points at the end of the game. So yes. All right. I have never once done separate buildings because I have a hard enough time with this game as is. Oh, good call. Yes, I believe you are correct that the treatment room that you build, which must be adjacent to the treatment room that you just built. Damn you. You are correct. So I cannot get that one. See, this is why the peanut gallery. That's right. So for the free one that you get here, you have to build the supply room directly adjacent to the treatment room to be able to do that for free there. Okay, so that one I could not, and the reason I couldn't, because I put the treatment room here. I can't build it there because there's nothing below it. Cool. Yes, it does have to be next to it. All right, so I wasted that opportunity, but so be it. All right. Good call, JT. I could, well, crap, do I? I see you. Vladdy's saying to already build, oh. Yes, really. Page 9, second paragraph. Oh, I could build it up above. I could build it. That's a supply. All right, what the hell? Screw it, let's try it. All right, so I'm gonna have to move some stuff around. Give me a second. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna shrink me down a bit. You guys know what I look like, we're okay. So these, now that we have gone over this, these are going to go away. And I'm allowed a total of 2. Again, I don't need to hide these per se because I'm playing against me. So we now have that floor. Well, that works out. And we'll just move that one up there, and that can hang out there. So now, getting back to what we were talking about, the supply room must be directly adjacent to the treatment room, which that is legit. However, that bad boy is going to now cost us $2 instead. We be broke, yo. We have $7 left. Okay? Let's give it a try. Let's see how it goes. Okay? All right. All right. So, yeah. All right. That's one action. And now, new patients arrive. Okay? So, we are going to grab the patient bag. And we will draw one of each. You know what? It's going to be a while till I get around that corner. There we go. There we go. All right. I don't believe it has to be on the same. Nope. Must be adjacent. The end. The end. So we will put one there and one there. All right. Whoop. Second turn. Thank you, Christopher. All right, so now we have $7. We can treat this patient without a problem. We don't need a nurse for that. We don't need a doctor. Well, we have the doctor already, okay? So, but if we do want to treat that yellow patient, we're going to need a nurse. Are we done building for the turn? Or for the round? Do we build again? Because remember, we can only do one of which we're going to have to bring in some patients. We know that, all right? That supply room is not... Yeah, the supply room won't generate any victory points, but being able to get treatment rooms, I could put a treatment room up here, there, which will get us 4 points, okay? I'm just wondering if I'm going to live with it. Do we want to treat, we can only, okay. The orange patients we can have in pre-admissions, but we won't be able to, no, we're never going to be able to treat him unless we draw a better doctor. So I think this orange patient, we don't mess with. We have two Q points. So I think for our next action, we're going to go ahead and admit patients. So we will admit this patient. So coming over here, okay? So we'll admit this patient here. And that's going to be from psychiatric. So going to go right there, okay? Oh, that's a good point. Getting a treatment room would then get me a... You know what? We're not going to do that then. It doesn't make sense. You're right. We're not going to bother with the third floor yet. Second floor, as it were. This immediately slides over. And then with our second Q point, we will go ahead and grab that other patient as well. So we will grab this one and bring it over. There we go. Yeah, I can't see a reason why we would grab that orange. No. So move that out of the way for now. All right. So we grabbed the 2 patients. So we had 2 Q points, 1 base Q point and 1 per entrance. So we have 2 Q points. 1 slides over, 2, and so they're both over there. All right, done. So that's the second action. New patients come out. So top to bottom. All right. So now we can only treat 1 patient right now because we only have 1 doctor. Oh, take the money back. Thank you. Take the $2 back. Good catch. Which is going to come in handy. Thank you, Kat. And Brent. All right. So I think we're going to hire now for the third action. There. And the third action, I think we spend $4. So we take a look at the university first and foremost. So we're going to want the cheaper doctor. There's no reason to pay for the more expensive doctor. So doctor. All right. So there, that will come over. That's going to be $2. Then coming down here, it's the first round. So this nurse will cost us $2 as well. And remember, you're allowed 1 nurse or an orderly. And yes, I will remember to grab cars. So that nurse will also come over here. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to leave him trapped in there for being a douche. So we're going to grab 2 cars. So we'll put 1 right there. And we're allowed to use street parking next to the parking lot. So we will go there. So we have our cars. Don't worry, I wasn't going to forget the cars, but good job, Peanut Gallery. All right, so that is the, sorry, I forgot to move this. Third one, we're going to add new patients now, okay? Right? It's like my psychologist and my psychiatrist here, all right? Doctors, that's funny. All right, 1 there and 1 there. All right. So now we are done with the third one. So now we have to go into the move step. All right. So if we look, and I want to show you guys this. All right. So looking over here, you'll see at the end of the third there, you're going to come down and do the move. It's kind of like the, the way, no, never mind. Okay, sorry. Anyway, cheers. So let's go ahead and talk about moving now. It does not cost any time whenever there is an outpatient moving from queue to outpatient, so you don't have to worry about that. But the outpatient special module is not in our game, so we can just ignore that. To move from outpatient onto an entrance or onto a helipad, so in other words, moving from there down to here does not cost any time. And whenever you're on a conveyor, doesn't cost any time. Okay, cool. If we have built this specific special module, it reduces 3 time total from all of your moving. Okay? I didn't forget cars. I was just getting them as I got to be nice. Okay, all right. That is true. I will forget them at some point. All right, so it costs 1 time to move between 2 floors orthogonally, or to move orthogonally from 1 module or 1 space to another. Even outside, walking like to another building costs time, okay? All right, so, oh no, did I screw this up already? Hold on 1 second. Just a second. Yeah, okay, cool. We're good. So each treatment room can see 2 patients and can have 2 doctors. Depending on the colors, each doctor will have to have their own set of nurses for the difference, okay? How? Oh, now I forgot patient cars. My bad. Now I see what you guys are talking about. Yes, I did forget cars. Sorry. I apologize. More street parking. There we go. Yes, the bane of my existence. Hey, Scott, I apologize. Thank you. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, now we have to move. So to move from the entrance into the first module costs 1 time. Okay. So let's go ahead and show you guys this and walk us through this here slowly to begin with. So here we go. 1, 2 time, 3, 4, 5. Yep, check that. 4. He's staying there. I forgot. That's 4 time. 5, 6 time. We'll just put the nurse on top of the doctor who got to help. Okay? So we're at 6. 7, 8, 9, 10 time. Everybody's in that room. It's a crowded little room. 10 time. Okay? 10 time, you say. There we go. That's 10 time. So that's moving. If I had that module and that module right there, I would be able to subtract 3 from the total time, okay? And that would have been 7 time, but as it is, 10 time. But everyone's going to be able to be treated. So that now we're done with moving. Any questions on that? I don't think I screwed that up. No one's yelling at me, so I don't think I did. All right. All right. So now I have my business socks on because it's business time. All right. So we have 2 patients. We have a yellow patient and a white patient. All right. So can we successfully treat them for a total of $20? So let's take a look at our board real quick. To be able to treat a patient, white doctor, white patient, good to go. White doctor, 1 level different from the patient, needs 1 nurse, can treat it, boom, good deal, $20. Okay, so now let's go ahead and show how this is going to work. These patients, I believe, go back into the supply. I want to make sure I'm not screwing that up. So these go to the supply, not to the bag. I get $20, so I'll take the 25 and put the 5 back. And then 2 cars. 1, 2, because those 2 patients got treated. And yes, I screwed this up, I know. $20 goes down below. Didn't I stress this to you people earlier? Come on, listen. All right, so we have treated patients up here, all right? Really not a single comment on the business time, business socks? I'm disappointed in y'all. Maybe it was too obvious, I don't know. All right, I don't have any perks, no outpatient care, doesn't matter the level of the patient, it's just $6, so whatever. That module's not in the game. But now we have to pay upkeep, all right? It's going to be, we have 2 white doctors, that's $2. We have a nurse, that's $3. And then for every module on the board. So we're at 3 for people, 3 people, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 modules, or 8 total. So that's going to be $8 we owe. Okay? So out of this money that we made, pay 10, get $2 back. All right. All this making sense? Thank you, JT. I love you. Okay. So we have paid our upkeep. Now we can buy victory points per this right there. Okay. So, we have $12. We do not have $19. This money cannot be spent for victory points. Only these can. And again, it's popularity, victory points, whatever. Well, Peanut Gallery, what do you say? Oh, you do have to pay for parking lots too, don't you? I think I do. I think I'm cheating. Double checking. No, it is not. Just double checking. Module and garden cost $1 a piece. Operating rooms cost $2 additional if you treated a patient because you got to sterilize the operating room. And that's it. There we go. Cool. Good. All right. Just making sure. All right. Take care, Cot. Thanks. All right. All right. Robert's saying I buy 2 points for $6. I'm just saying. That leaves us 13 for next round. Yeah, let's go with it. That works. So we'll pay $6. So, whoop, 2 points. We on the board. We going Sizzler. We going Sizzler. All right. After you have done that, this money now can move over. Now we have $13 to be able to play with for next round. All that makes sense? Like I said, mechanically, not hard. Spatially, kills me. All right. So now it's admin. I don't have any clever things for admin. I apologize. All right. How do you say that name? Is it Presmek? Prismek? Expecting me to be all strategic and planning for next round. That is way too much to ask right now. All right. Admin, let's go through the steps. Advance the round marker. Whoop. Okay. Then, doctors get better. Oh, and we have to reset that. It does both those. Okay, done. Then, I'm skipping stuff. Do both of those. That's the 2 markers. Done. Then, these patients to the patient pool. So these 2 go away. Okay? Do not go into the bag. I do not believe so. Then the university, each doctor levels up 1 level. So the white doctor becomes a yellow doctor. There we go. Okay? Thank you, JT. All right. So then, next step is draw a doctor for every empty space. We have 1 empty space. All right, so we will draw 1 doctor. We do not get rid of the nurse because, well, we have them. They're employed. So we will draw a doctor. Oh, there we go. Drew an orange doctor. So that goes into the first spot because they are a higher rank, if you will. They're a better doctor. Okay? All right? So don't get rid of any nurse. And then player board. We don't have a lab. Don't need to worry about that. But any doctor that we have on our board gets worse. Well, can't get worse than white doctors. So there you go. So there's that. Then patients get worse. Okay? On your player board, specifically. Here. So I have no patients in outpatient. Everybody was treated and went home. I did my job. Okay? I will double check that, Jason, because I feel like they do as well. So I may have screwed that up. Then flip the top tile for anything that got taken and change turn order. But okay, so you'll notice I could only take one of those each round. So that now flips over. It's now available again. And hold on, the player pool is what it says, the patient pool. So let me specifically say about a moment. You're right. I believe these go back into the player, into the bag. And what color were those? Were those yellow and orange? Yellow and white, what color? Yep, thank you, Christopher. Yep, patient pool, very clear. Okay. You guys just tell me what color that was, and then we'll go into the second round. Cool. While I'm waiting, hey! This is what I'm talking about. Ben, cheers. Thank you. Went to pledgehc.com. Supported the show. Really appreciate that. Thanks, Ben. Awesome. Yay. Woohoo. By the way, remember, 24 hours-ish to back this. Which I believe he still has stock, but it's also to get the COVID-19 expansion, but also money. He's donating money to COVID-19 research, Albin is, so it's for a good cause. I'm supporting it. Hope you guys are as well, even if not for the game, just to, I mean, seriously, right? So, all right, cool. Yellow and orange, thank you. Yellow and orange, go back into the bag. Because they weren't treated. That makes sense. Treated patients and their cars go home, though. All right. All right, so we will clear our board. We are ready to rock and roll again. There we go. All right. You guys have now seen how the game goes. All right. Cool. All right. I thought the red, by the way, today made sense on the Geek and Son table. Have you guys checked out the Kickstarter for them? All right, shameless plug. They are our sponsor. I'm just saying. All right, what are we trying to do now? We got some cardiology patients that need some help. I mean, the orange doctor doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, I do have a nurse already. The yellow doctor makes the most sense. Huh. Huh. I kind of want to see what patients are going to come out, so I don't want to hire quite yet. And building-wise, let's see. I just don't think building the third floor, second floor as it were, makes a lot of sense quite yet. I mean, well, okay, let's look. I mean, building-wise, we could build some conveyors to help. We could build special modules, which will help with time. In the operating room, I don't think I mentioned this, but the operating room has a nurse already built into it. It's implied. I kind of like the -3 time. I kind of like building the special module. And the special modules, now I'm all paranoid about being able to build those right. To be able to be, no, that can just go anywhere. Well, it can go on the first floor is my point. I think I'm gonna build. So I'm gonna build and save myself some time. And I do want to build it here. So building that is going to be $2 for that, okay? And this way I can then build another treatment room up here. Yeah, but hold on. I need to be able, it's got to be adjacent to a supply room, right? No, wait, what if I built it here? There. If I built it here, I told you I struggle with this, so bear with me. If I put a supply room here and the treatment room there, that would work. But the timing, because is it as soon as you built the treatment room, you can, let me see, immediately after you build the treatment room, so it doesn't work that way. So you can't game the system. Ah. Yeah, I think triage is a good, this one. I just don't know where the hell to build it. Because I need to be able to build the treatment room. Well, all right, if I built it here, and I built another treatment room here, I can then put the supply room up here, and then I could build a treatment room there. Or, wait a minute. No, wait. No. Aha! I think I may have figured it out. If I build a treatment room here, I can put the supply room there, and there we go. That's it. That's it. All right. So now I will build another treatment room for my second build that I'm allowed. So, coming over here. I think so. I think I'm all right with that. So I will grab a treatment room and a supply room for free. Well, I have to pay for it depending on where it is, right? But, okay. So, coming back over here, make sure I'm doing this right. So I paid for this already. So this, I'm allowed to place there, which it needs to be adjacent to there. And then immediately you can build the supply room adjacent to it, and it's supported by something underneath it, so that's legit. And it's going to cost me $3 for the treatment room. I just had an earthquake over here, sorry. That'll cost me $3 for the treatment room and $1 for the supply room. So a total of $4. I like that. So turn the 5 in, get a 1 back. I like that. That felt good. All right, so done. We need new patients. So are you guys able to follow along for those of y'all that have not played? All right. So we have more patients coming in. We will draw. Oh, my bad. These guys should have slid over earlier. I apologize. So we will go 1 there. That's good for us. All right. So that's what we got. And actually, it should be like that. There we go. All right. So new patients came in. Next action. So currently we have 2 doctors, and we can treat a yellow patient right now. And they could immediately move, that would be a total of 4 time. And I paid the 2 already, Jason, for that, all right? So, question is, do we want to pay the $4 for the orange doctor to be able to, I think it's worth it. I think so. I think so. So we'll pay $4 for the orange doc. Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
Apparently Alexa thinks I'm talking to her. So that'll come in here with a car. Okay. That was $4. I will spend the $2 for the nurse. Will I? Ooh, hold on. Will I? I will not. I will get $1 back, but I will take the orderly. They get a car. Noticing a problem with the cars starting here? Okay. Oh, that was hiring. So I got a doctor and an orderly. The orderly will save me $2 as well. I think that's pretty good. So now the question is, what do we do for our third action, which I'm gathering? Maybe I should have gone another. Nope, we're good. We'll bring in some patients. We have 2 queue points, right? We have a base of 1, and we still only have 1 entrance. So we can only bring in 2 or manipulate or whatever. And honestly, oh, I have screwed this up, haven't I already? I am way paying too much money for this. I think we have to admit both of the psychiatric. I need a 3rd queue point to be able to do what I want. What I want to be able to do, which I think you guys can see, is I would like to be able to switch those 2 patients there and then take the orange and the yellow. Alas, I can't. So I think I have to take both of the psychiatric patients. All right, so I will take both of them and their cars. There we go. Okay. Oh, all right, so that is both of our... Forgot to move this. Did I draw patients after the second action? After the hiring? I did, right? Yeah. So now I draw patients one more time, which, notice, there's only going to be 1 patient drawn on this one. Okay? Oh, that sucks. Oh, well. Nothing we can do about that. All right, so now we are then going to have to move everybody. Okay? So, got to move it. So we need to move everybody into their respective rooms. Okay, so I have these 2, which are going to go into that room. So that's going to be 2, 4 to move, I'll put it there, to move into that treatment room. So that's 4, 5, 6 time. 7, 8, I'm just doing that for later on. 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 time all day, okay? 11 time, and again, let me show you guys. However, I have this, so that's actually going to be a total of 8 time added up total, okay? So 8 time plus 10 is 18. So that's going to cost us right now 6 later, but we'll worry about that later. Okay? All right. So that is all the moving. So it's business time. All right. Well, we have an extraneous nurse and an extraneous doctor. Oh well, plan better. That's why we have this here. All right. So we have a orange patient and a white patient, both of which are getting treated successfully. So that's going to be a total of $28. No garden still. So orange to orange, white to white. So we didn't need the nurse, but all right. They are treated. They are going home. So their 2 cars will also leave with them. I suppose I ought to keep them back out here. There we go. So 28. I will temporarily put it down here. So awesome. Good job there. Yay. $28. Not bad. Okay. Exactly. Presmec. All right. So now we got to pay our fees. Got to pay for our upkeep of everything. All right. So as you guys can see there, we have 1 orange for 3, 2 white for 1 more each. So 3, 4, 5. That takes care of that. 6, 7 for the other 2 employees. 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Minus 3 is going to be a total of $12. Minus 3 because the orderly and we did count it. So 15 minus 3 is going to be $12 all day. Okay. So 12, 27, that'd be 15 back. And I'm just saying, at least we're turning a profit. Might not be a huge profit, but we're turning a profit. Okay. So that's done. Now we can buy victory points. Yes, we definitely need more entrances. That's going to be the focus of this next turn. That has to happen. I'm thinking we might do entrance. Maybe 2 entrance. Maybe we build twice. We do 2 entrances and maybe some conveyor action there to be able to save time. That's an option. So what I'm thinking, if we were to do that, that would be 4 and conveyors are 6. So it'd be $8 we need to build. $8 we need. So we need 4 of this. That leaves us 12 so far. But then are we going to hire anybody? Maybe a nurse? Maybe a 4th doctor to be able to treat 4 patients? So that's probably at worst $4. Could be $6, but let's assume 4. So 12, 8. I think we can safely buy 2 points. Yep, Robert, I agree with that. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and pay $6 of the money that we made, and we'll buy 2 points. There we go. I feel pretty good about that. So now our money can now become part of. There we go. We're running pretty lean in a good way. All right, very Kanban-esque, if you can attribute that to running a clinic. But all right. All right. So next steps. Here we go. Advance, resets. Get rid of these, which these go back into the bag, which is a bummer. The red patient goes away because $32. Okay. All right. Then doctors improve. So yellow to an orange doc. So he will go away. Okay. So then, draw another doctor. Doctor. Isn't that a Fletch reference? A little disappointed nobody. I think it's Fletch, right? All right. And the yellow will go because not as good, right? There. We do lose that nurse. Just goes back to the supply. Sorry. Disregard. Here, doctors get worse. So this orange doctor becomes a yellow doctor. Okay. Then patients get worse on your player board. I don't have any. Then per that. But here, nope. I do. Yes. Where is it? There it is. One per round. One of each per round. There you go. Yeah. All right, we're good. So that's that. No turn order adjustment. We're into the third round. All right? Oh, it's Spies Like Us. Thank you. That's it. Yay, Christopher. Congrats. Good stuff. All right. So let's reset these. I definitely think we are going to build twice, right? We've kind of talked about that for entrances. So you know what? Let's go ahead and bust that out. So we will build first. And we will build 2 entrances to start with. So that's 2 different builds. And entrances must be, make sure I get this right, must point at a ground floor service hub. Or I'm sorry, the first one must be at a service hub. Anything else must be at a ground floor module. So, you know, straight in. So now they don't have to come in that way. They can go straight into the treatment. And you know what? This way they can also go straight in there and then up to that treatment room. So that's good. So that's going to be $4 total because that was 2 different entrances, $2 a piece. So there's $4. Okay. That was the first action. So now we need to draw patients. And again, these guys should move over. These patients. That actually isn't too bad, having that back there. All right, done. We will move that. All right. Now, do we need to bother with conveyors? Here's the thing. We have 2 actions left, one of which we want patients, right? So we only really have 1 action. So the question is, remember, we have to have 4 nurses. We have 1. So we either get them in the last 3 rounds or we get it here, which means we're going to hire another doctor. But again, we're now going to be able to have 4 Q points, which means potentially up to 4 patients up here. Okay? Here's the thing. If we hire the yellow doctor at 2, that would give us 1 yellow doctor, 2 yellow doctors, and 2 white doctors. Yellow, yellow, white, white. As of right now, we would be all set. Now, obviously, we're going to draw more patients, but I think I like that idea. So I don't think we bother with the conveyor. I think instead we go ahead and hire. So let's go ahead and hire for our second action. We'll go ahead and hire the $2 doc. And $2 doc is going to go to that entrance there with a car. So I should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. Okay, good. That doc costs 2. We will bring on a nurse. I know we're paying the extra $1. Well, hold on. But If we do not pay the extra buck, that means we must hire every round. And I think in case we get another yellow or orange patient here, I think bringing the nurse on right now, notice it's going to cost us $3. Okay? So it's going to be a total of 5 there. And the nurse, I don't know where the nurse is going to go. You can move them between entrances, so don't need to worry about that. That's going to be $5 total. Done. 3 here, 2 there, $5. That's that action. Now we're going to draw more patients. A patient, sorry, because the cardiologist is full. All right. So now for the third action, obviously, we're going to admit patients. However, on our player board, remember, we have a base of 1, plus 1 for every entrance. So 2, 3, we have 4 Q points. 4 Q points. To swap 2, and they are adjacent. Let me double check, right? Yeah, 1 space on the pad. So let's take a look at business time, because I think this is going to be the most important thing here. Okay. White patients, $8. Red patients, $32. Okay, so 4 times as good for 1 patient. All right, so if that's the case, does it make sense that instead of treating, we could treat yellow, yellow, white, white for a total of $40, right? We would profit $40, but it's a lot of moving of patients potentially time-wise. Or we have 4 Q points, right? Moving adjacent. 1 Q point, 2 Q points, 3 Q points, and then we'll admit the red patient. The red patient is cardiology patient. Now, I could have swapped up and down if I wanted, but I didn't have enough points to be able to do that. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Yep, I couldn't do that. I couldn't. I would love to be able to admit the red patient as a psych patient, but because he was here, or they, 1, 2, 3, 4, I would need a 5th one to be able to admit him then. So we now have that done. And that was the third action. Now we need to admit more patients. 2 more. Enjoy the gin and tonic. What type of gin, Yorick? All right. So now we're going to move. So everybody's got to move. So remember, yellow to red requires 2 nurses. Okay? So, and it has to go up here to cardiology. So this yellow is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yellow to red now, 7, 8. All that makes sense? Everybody else can stay where they're at. Can you swap with an empty space? I don't know. Let me look. If another patient is in the space to which the patient is moving, the 2 patients, no, just move orthogonally 1 space. So it could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm still short. Doesn't work. So there we go. All right. The problem is, okay. Either I'm an idiot or I'm not conveying this well, which entirely possible. So indulge me. Real quick, that was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 time. Let me do that first. 8, 18, 26 time. Done. Oh, now I'm blocking it. Okay. Oh, okay. Because that was empty. Well, shoot. Yep, you guys are right. The movement would still be the same, but let me double check, make sure I'm not being an idiot, which is entirely possible. Yeah, since there's empty spots, yes, you're right. Yep. So what I could have done, so because we admitted them on turn 3, right? Let me back this up just a hair. This one wasn't here. I'm going to put it like this. That's how those were. And the red, it was like so, right? I think that's how it was. Because if that's the case, then it would have gone there, 1, and that automatically moves over like so. Then swap 2, swap 3, and swap 4, and he would come back. So this would actually be in psychiatric. That was the whole point you guys were getting at. Thank you very much. So, if that's the case, let's back up the 8 time to 18. We'll put everybody back where they were. All right. So now we're set up. There we go. So now, because it's psychiatric now, instead of a heart problem, they thought it was a heart problem. No, it's all in your head. And it's serious. So then what we need is 1 time, yellow doctor, 2 nurses. So that then means can treat a red patient. That's 1 time, 2 time, 3, 4. There we go. Let me actually. You know what? I guess you're kind of right. Now I feel like I'm being stupid. Yeah. That's the other, yeah, my bad. Let's try this again. Ay vey. We're going to back this up again. These don't exist yet. I have 4 cue points. Why swap? 1, admit, that's 2. Admit, that's 3. Admit, that's 4. Excuse me. Wow, this isn't this hard, Edward. All are psychiatric. We're going to move that back to 16. And let's try it again. Ay vey. I'm really smarter than this. I promise I really am. Okay? All right. Let's try this again. Here we go. Everybody must be admitted. 1, 2 can be treated. 3 cannot treat them. 4, 5 can treat them. 6, 7 time, that works. So there's 7, and we're good to go. 7 time, and we're good. 7. Yeah, 23. Now, I said all patients have to be admitted. I only have 2 treatment rooms, or 2 treatment beds, so they're going to have to wait to be admitted. Okay? All right. Okay, done. For real. Final answer, damn it. Sheesh. So everyone's done moving. We have our time up to 23. What was one of those? 12 or less? That's cute. All right, it's business time. Now, all I have is Flight of the Conchords stuck in my head now. So we have a red and a yellow patient. 30, that looks like $44 getting treated. Because the 2 nurses in a yellow equal a red, and a yellow on a yellow. So 44. 35, 40. All I hear is Martin Fowler screaming at me in my head for using cardboard money. But it's all right. Martin, when you come back, I promise we won't use cardboard money. So now, these 2 patients would go away. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. 3, 6, so I'm short a car. Technically, I was short 3, but these patients technically just left with 2 cars. So there were 2, and then 2 went back. Don't judge. Don't judge. Okay? There we go. All right. So now we got to pay our upkeep. Upkeep's going to get kind of expensive this round. All right, we have 2 yellow and 2 white doctors. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in employees. 9, and we have 8 modules. That sounds like 17. 17 minus an orderly, which is 3. That's going to be $14 we lose. So that'll be $14 right there. All right. Now we're at 30. In a perfect world, that's 10 points, but we probably want to do something with some stuff. All right? So what are we doing next round? Oh, and now that that is done, I got to put these up for the last one there. Ugh. All right. Still have yet to treat anybody. I'm just saying. Okay. Oh, what are we doing next round? Feel like getting some parks would be good. Gardens. So if we were to get I want it. Yeah, the placement of the treatment rooms is just dumb. because having parks next to treatment rooms gets you an extra $2. Gardens, not parks. If I were to build a garden there, or hold on. If I were to build a garden there and a garden there, that would be $5 there to be able to build that. No, that doesn't make sense. If I did garden, and I build a something and another treatment room there, I could treat in both. No. Well, I know I need to hire a nurse for sure. That's going to be $3. What if we saved some time and we built another one of those up on the second floor? I think we could build, I agree with that. I think we could buy 6 points for 18. It gives us 7 back. I think so. 6 points gets us to 10 popularity. So we bought 10 popularity, or 6 popularity. So now here, end of the round, there. These go back into the bag. Doctor gets better, so orange to red. One more doctor gets drawn. There's only 2 doctors left in here. Nurse doesn't go away. Nothing. My doctors get worse, so both of these yellow turn into white doctors. Okay. Patients get worse, so this white patient becomes a yellow patient. So having them sit in the waiting room actually makes them more valuable. Again, cynical Albin. I get a kick out of that. And then nothing else refreshes. Boom, done. We're into the 4th round. There you go. Is it? I thought it was one. It's entirely possible. Hold on. You're right. I had it over here. I was limited and somehow during the game. So there's only one of each. You're right. You're right, Jason. Thank you. So we should have, let's see, 4, 7, 3, 7. We're good there. All right. Actions go back. I mean, do I want to build more? Other than like gardens, conveyors, maybe some more entrances. Oh, and these should have slid over. I forget that every turn. I think we go at least one garden. So we're going to build. And gardens there can only be built on top of gardens, and they have to be on the ground level. Okay? And gardens are going to cost $2 a piece. So, going to put a garden here. Went to a garden party. No, I should not sing. $2. I think I put it there. I don't think I build any more modules, honestly. Because, yeah, exactly what Presmix says. You guys are saying helipad, but where do we put the helipad? It would be up on the 3rd floor, 2nd floor as it were. Maybe we build twice this turn. We don't bring on any nurses, and then we bring on nurses the last 2 rounds. So we build like a helipad, and then I build a conveyor for the last 2 builds, and then I admit patients. Because a helipad is going to be an extra entrance. So that'll give us 5 Q points. But the question is where? So if I were, again, moving me over. There we go. So if I were to build a helipad, the helipad could be built on any of these 4 spaces there, which realistically, I could make a case for any of those 3 right there. Building the helipad is going to be $4, so I'll go ahead and spend the $4 for that. I like the idea, plus it's an extra entrance, right? So if I put the helipad there, and then conveyors, make sure yeah, build it on the helipad and then drop it down to, say, this treatment room or onto that treatment room. I could do that either way. I think because that's right next to an entrance, I think this makes more sense. So I paid for the helipad, that's 1 build. Then I'm going to draw patients. That's terrible. Okay, next one, I'm going to build again. I'm going to build conveyors. And conveyors, again, the first 2 only cost a total of $2. Okay, so number 1, and they must be orthogonally adjacent, and then additional ones must be built at 90 degrees from them. And I'm going to build a total of 3 conveyors, but the first one cost me $2. Okay, so that is going to cost me 2, and I'm going to build 1 more, which is going to be $4. So I'll spend that and there. So I'll put 1 on the helipad, and I'll put 1 here. And then I will put 1 there. I think that works. Okay, so now patient will go in there and moves for free to each of these. Although moving from a helipad into the room costs 1. Am I right in that? No, I can't. That's not a module technically, so I cannot. So moving there to there costs 1 time, and then moving from there to there is free. And then moving in from the entrance there costs 1 time. Well, maybe I don't build that second one then. Because if I don't build that, do I build another entrance instead? Maybe. Ooh, maybe we build another entrance. I like that. It's still going to be the same $2. I think that works out. That's our second build. We'll draw a patient because only one spot. There we go. That's better. Third action, we'll admit patients. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus the base of 1, that's 6. And we have this one here. 2, and those are psychiatric. Oh, that's okay. Yep, that's okay. So I'm treating 2 of those. So if I treat the orange, both of those nurses are there and the white there. The yellow will become an orange next turn, so I'm good to go there. Then I have 2 here, which can be white, and that works out. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys will go into cardiology. And I have 2 more. So these will swap or slide over. I have 2 more. I'll grab both of those. There we go. Cleared that out. Now we put out new patients, although technically doesn't really matter because these are going to go away here in a little bit. But now we do our move. So here we go. All right, now we're cooking with gas. So we will start here with psychiatric. We're going to have the orange and the white come in. So the orange and the white will come in. That's 1 time each. White and 2 nurses equals the orange, and then white and white. So that's 2 time. Then the other patient's going to hang out here and just steadily get worse. Okay? Then these 2 are going to fly in from the helipad. There. And then they're going to move down into this room. That's now 2 more time, that's 4. Then one of them is going to take the conveyor for free for a total of 4 time. Okay? So 4 time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cars all day. 2, 4, 6, 7. So that's going to be 7 more. 2. 3, 4. 5, 6. And 7. That guy's staying trapped in and yes. There we go. All right. That's all the moving. Cool. It's business time. So what do we got? We got an orange, a white, and a white. An orange and 3 white sounds like $44. All right. 44, but for every patient treated next to a garden gets an extra 2. That'd be 48 all day because 2 of those patients are next to a garden. So 48. basically what this tells me is something that I knew all along, the importance of nurses in the medical world. Nurses are what makes the world go round, it feels like. Seems appropriate. So these 4 patients go away. Their 4 cars go away. Okay. Now we need to pay our upkeep. We have 4 white docs. That's 4. We have 2 nurses, 5, 6, and an orderly, 7. 7, and gardens do need landscapers, so we now have 9. Helipads do not count, so we have 7 humans and 9, so it's going to be $16 minus 3 for the orderly. That's going to be $13. There we go. So now, what are we doing? Let's see. I know we're going to need 4. And what if we build 2 gardens here as well? There and there. That 4, 9. So I need $9. That's 35, 26 divided by 3, 8 points. I think we buy 8 points, so 24. Oh, God, wait, I forgot. I have this money over here, too. 8 and 2 more. Maybe we buy 10 for 30. Let's try that. So we'll get up from 10 to 20 popularity. Done. Okay, that's good. We're going to get greedy. We're going to see if this bites us in the butt, but I'm okay with that. All right, so this money moves over. Here we go. Penultimate round. That resets. These 2 go back into the bag, but then we're going to draw, but not yet. So let's see. This doc gets better. Red can't get better. It's top of the class there. That nurse goes away. Done. All through here. Good. My docs can't get any worse than they are. I don't know what that says about my, my treatment. This white becomes a yellow. The yellow becomes an orange. And the other yellow becomes an orange. There we go. Okay. We'll see if we got too greedy on that, if we're running too lean. No new tiles, and we're good. All right, I know I'm going to hire. I have to. I need to make sure I don't screw this up. So that's going to be $4 for the nurse. I'm just going to put that in their car. Okay. I think I can get away with it. I think I will also hire this doc and their BMW. Maybe a Tesla. All right. And that's going to be an extra $2. Getting an orange doc for $2, that seems pretty good. All right. So that is action 1. We will draw. All this making sense? You guys enjoying it now that there's a bit of flow to it? Okay. Second action. I think we build. And I think we're going to build 2 gardens. Gardens on the bottom floor there don't help us. I realize that. That's going to be 2. And then a garden on top, because you can build a garden on top of a garden, it's going to be another 3. That's going to be $5. Done. Then we'll draw 2 more patients. We're running thin on patients. Sorry. Third action, and now we're going to admit, and we have a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 QP. We're going to bring them all in. So these 2 are going there. These 2 are going there. All right. So now we got to move. Here we go. Let's figure this out. All right. So the cardiologist is going to come in on the helipad. He's going to come down. That's one time. This nurse is going to come in here. That's an orange, and that's a yellow. That's going to be another time. An orange and a yellow will then come in there. That's a total of 4 times. Those 2 are going to hang out there. These 2 patients are going to come in on the helipad, come down. That's now 6, and freely move over there. That's a total of 6 times. And one nurse short to be able to move that one over. There we go. I like that. So now I lost. That's 6 times, right? 6 and 27 is 33. There we go. Okay. All right. It's business time. I know. That might be getting old to y'all. It's not to me. That's okay. All right. All right. So what do we got? We got 2 orange, a yellow, and a white, and everybody is next to parks or gardens. So that's cool. 2 orange, 40, a yellow, 52, and a white, 60, and 4 patients next to parks, that's 68. All right, $68. All right. I think I forgot some cars, didn't I? I think I did. Nothing if not consistent. Those 2 and those 2 will go away. So what should we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 cars. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cars. I didn't forget a car. I just knew I was going to treat them all. What? Oh, and minus, so, am I getting those backwards? I'm not, am I? I think I'm doing that right. Was I doing that wrong? Did I really do them backwards? All right, -3 on time, or 6 on time. All right, apparently I'm screwing this up. I will trust the peanut gallery, so I'm actually at 27. I will take your guys' word for it. Thank you. My bad. My bad. I'm getting those backwards. My bad. Sorry. Oh, I did, didn't I? Shoot. Have you guys done the math on that? Is that the -6, Robert? Golly. Because then they would come in and... Again, you do your due diligence in a solo game and do your best. All right, let's pay our upkeep. Orange Dock's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. $22. Okay, thank you for doing the math right. So technically, though, shouldn't the nurses be up here then? There was an orange and a yellow up there, so I would have had to have moved at least one nurse up there. That's probably how it would be. There we go. All right, my bad. All right. All right, so now we have $46. What am I going to do? I know I need to hire one. And don't you get points for having really tall parks at the end of the game? I believe. Nope, nope, nope. Never mind. I'm making things up. The question is, do we build up now? How much would that cost and is it worth it? That's $4 to get another cardio up top. So if I bring a cardio up here, that would be 4, 8, nope, I don't, oh God, I don't think I can do it because the helipad. No, wait, I'm doing this wrong. If I put a treatment room here, that would be 4, and the supply room there is 6. So the treatment room would then work, correct? Right. Make sure. Ah, it's got to be on the same floor. Never mind. That doesn't work. So I don't. Nope. I don't think there's any way because these 2 spots are blocked off and the hub is, so there's no way. Realistically, there's no way I'm going to be able to build up on the 3rd floor. Oh, well. All right. All right, so if that's the case, what am I trying to do this turn? I know I need to hire one. I have to get that nurse. That's the prerequisite. And then get a bunch of patients and treat them all. I don't know that I'm going to be building at all. Maybe I hire some orderlies or one orderly and a nurse. I need to make sure I have $5 then. So if I keep 5, that's 35, that's 41. 42. So if I get 42, what is that, 12 points? No, God, Jesus, really? 10 for 10 and 4. 14 points or 14 popularity. 14 to 34. 34. So 14 times 3 is $42. 35. I only have 40. Oh, whoa, I did that wrong. Back that up 2. 42, 36, 36. Wait, 35, 42. There we go. I did it right. Boy. Leave $3 left over and change. These 4, there's my $5. Done. All right, so here we go. That goes. That goes. No patience. That can't get better. We add a new dock. The final dock. Probably not going to see the light of day. No nurse. My docks get worse, so the red or orange becomes a yellow. Done. Patients get worse. Yellow becomes orange, orange becomes red, and yellow becomes orange. Okay? No new. That's it. Here we go. We're going to hire. That comes with a car. That's $4. Ooh. I may have shorted myself. I have room currently for 3 patients. I think I'm okay. Then we'll draw. Nope, had the right bag. Last 2 patients. Done. Second action, I will hire. Hire an orderly. Yeah, hold on, will I? I don't know if I will. Wait. Oh, I only have 2 patients. We're good. I'll hire the orderly. They come with their car. Done. Can't draw. Nobody left. There. And I will admit patients. These 2. Make sure I do this right. That goes there. And that goes there. 2 cars. At least now we know who the ass was. Did that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cars. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Nailed it. Okay. No more drawing. Now we got to move. Here we go. Oh, I can put them next to the gardens. That's true. I had 2 more spaces. It's a good point. All right. So I will start with those. 1 time. 2 time. That's there. Ooh, hold on. Nope. Let's back that up. The orderly is just going to come in and go 1. So there's 1. I'm going to mark the 1 now, just so I don't forget. The orderly is done. Okay. Can I treat everybody? Oh, God. I don't think I can. Maybe. Nope. I cannot. Oh, I screwed up. And I paid that $1. I should have hired him. All right, well, ship has sailed. Let's do what we can. All right. So that patient's cardio. So this nurse is going to come in 1 and come there. That's 1. 2. There. I am so foobarred. So that's 2 time. Three time. Four time. And that's it. That's all I can do. 4 time minus 3. It's 1 time. Ugh. All right. That is not ideal. All right, it's business time. Not ideal. Not good. All right, here we go. So I'm treating a red for 34, because add 2. So 34. An orange for 22 is 52, 56. And a white for 10 is 66. So total is $66. And now our upkeep. So hold on. Let's get rid of those 3 patients. Hey, I would just like to say nobody dies at Clinic Emu. Okay? At the Emu Clinic here. Nobody has died. So we're going to remove the 3 cars. That one guy still can't park. There we go. All right. All right, so now we got to pay our upkeep. So here we go. We have 4 white docs. That's going to be 4 and a yellow, 5, 6. 4 nurses, that's 10. And 2 orderlies is 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Get 2 back. All right, you do go through admin and do all of that, but now at this point, I might as well spend it all. 30, 42 is going to be 13 popularity, right? Am I doing math right? 10 is 44. That's 30, and 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 42. All right, so now that doesn't matter. Your patients get worse. So the yellow becomes orange, orange becomes red. That is not ideal. Oh, I should minus 6 for my orderlies. Add 2 more here that I would have bought. 49 and 50. There we go. Thank you. Minus 6 for the orderlies. Thanks. All right. Nothing else matters other than that happened. So here we go. The end of the game. Have at least 4 nurses still on your player board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Checks out. Good. Succeeded in that regard. But now, let's go through scoring. Positive scoring. We'll start there. You gain one more thing I forgot that does matter. These guys still get worse. There we go. So your employees, not your orderlies, but your nurses and your doctors all get scoring. So white doctors get positive 2 popularity. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 puts us to 64. Thank you. All right. Then treatment rooms. You gain popularity for all of your fully functional treatment rooms on floors above the ground floor. So if you notice here, you don't get anything, but on these, you do. So I get, that's fully functioning, meaning it legit, next to a service module, you know, or supply, and next to a service module, right? So that's going to be a total of 4. I don't get anything for that. So that's going to be 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then additional buildings. I only have 1 building, so we don't talk about it. But a second building would have been worth 8 popularity. A third building would have been worth 16 total. All right? So it's plus 8 for every building. Negative scoring now, however, patience. That's going to be 8, and that's going to be 6 for a total of minus 14. 14 from 18, 54. Those guys are now taken care of. Done. And then, for our time, we're going to lose a total of 9 from 54, so that's 45. $45 would just like to point out, I'm a resident. 45. I will take that. You betcha. Hardest Albin VR game. Took it right. Was never in doubt. So mechanically, not hard, right? I mean, you got to remember to get cars. The hardest thing for me is the placement and the adjacency with the supply rooms. I'm sorry, with the service modules. All right, so thank you for, there you go. You can read chat. Presmic says, if you kept the money back to hire the red dock, you would have made another $32. Without the penalties, that would have been a net of 40 or 22 more points. Ran a little too lean on that. 22 would have been, what is that, 67? Oh, that would have been a surgeon. Wow, that would have been really good. I mean, seriously? Really? Wow. So had I just kept a few more bucks to hire that one dock, one mistake in that cost me, wow, that's significant. So plan better. Moral of the story is what I would say there. But overall, it was a wonderful game. It was a fantastic game, and every time I play it, it gets better. Now, does this feel like playing Clinic against other players? Yes and no. Okay. Was it a fulfilling experience? Yes. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Do I want to play it more? Yes. However, the two biggest things that are different between playing solo and playing against other players are there's no competition for patience. That gets nasty cutthroat, potentially. That can be really hard, number one. And for doctors and everything else, right? So there's that. And then the second thing, I lost my total train of thought there. Oh, the battle for turn order. And sandbagging on whether or not to buy more points becomes a significantly important decision because it affects turn order that you don't see in this, which you did see in our 4-player game of this. Less so because I think, was it Rand, I think? Was killing? Somebody was, I think. But turn order becomes, and manipulating turn order becomes a really big deal, which obviously is completely omitted in a solo game with this. So keep that in mind, that while I thoroughly enjoyed playing this solo, and I recommend it, it still feels like Clinic, but it is definitely different, even though it's the same game, because of those two things. The competition for patience and the fight for turn order becomes a big deal. Okay? Yeah, the only thing you're not really competing over is parking spaces. That's actually, yeah. I can tell people I was this close from being a surgeon. Yeah. Yeah, I think overall, I think the game does an excellent job of what it tries to do. And yeah, kudos to Albin on this. And kudos to Ian O'Toole, right? I mean, when you just look at this at start, oh my God, there's a lot of stuff on here. But as you could see, like, you just power right through it once you're familiar with it, right? So that's not so bad, right? Oh, one other thing I wanted to show, well, two other things I wanted to show you guys while I got you. The expansions that come in the game, okay? They're completely modular, so once you're experienced with the game, I'll be honest, I don't feel the need to play with any of these quite yet, and I have a fair bit of experience with the game. Maybe not, you know, I haven't played a lot in a short amount of time just because it's been a while, but you get the idea. That's the rules, plus that little bit for the blood transfusion. That's the rules for the fire extinguishers. That's the rule for the workaholic doctors, and zombies in the clinic is that. And then, figure I'd just show you guys this a little bit. I have not even dug into this yet, but the various components here. And let's just look at this stuff real quick. A bit more going on here. So there are 13 modules in the extension here with Clinic. So I guess technically there are 14 because there's the COVID one, right? That you can also get over on Kickstarter right now. So floor 4, which you can build higher because that's what I needed. Amenities, the ambulance, urban design, pharmacy, janitors, hospice, the virus, pillars, which that allows you to build on top of, right? Okay. Satellite TV, I mean, DirecTV, got to have your, you know, NFL Red Zone, provided that's going on. Underground utility work, because going underground is something I need more of in this game. The ICU, obstetrics, is that how you say that? Obstetricians, right? And that's it. There you go. All right. So, a bunch of punch boards and a bunch of wood that's in that bag. And those are all, there's more punch boards over there. All right. So I figured I'd show you guys that even though I'm not playing with it today. All right. Cool. So, like I said, there's like 24 hours or so. Christopher, if you're still here, can you grab the link for the Kickstarter? I think there's like 24 hours left in the Kickstarter. Albin's donating some of the proceeds to COVID-19 research. I am supporting them. I recommend you guys doing as well if you can. So there you go. All right, there you go. Would this be Albin's heaviest game? This or tomorrow's game, right? Yeah, this or Small City. It's close, I think. They're very different, but they're both hard. This, to me, is harder than Small City because of the spatial, the 3D aspect, which I struggle with. Because of that aspect, I struggle more with this one, but I don't know that it's going to be different for every player whether or not you struggle with that, I think. So there you go. $10 or €10 for every pledge Albin's donating to COVID-19 research. So check it out. You know what? I don't know if Christopher's still here, so I will link it. Give me a second. Yeah, that's it. There we go. There are 22 hours to go on that one. Like I said, I don't get anything out of this. He's a partner with us, but none of this is sponsored this week. Just trying to help out Albin because I know he's had a rough go of it over the last year. Like getting this out to people I know was difficult. Running a Kickstarter ain't easy. So there you go. Yeah, and Presmic says my expansion box is still in shrink wrap. Mine was too until today, but I figure I wanted to show you guys because I'll be honest, there's enough game with Clinic that maybe eventually, but realistically, me as the reviewer, I'm not going to get to that for a long time for the simple fact that when I come back to Clinic, it's so few and far between because I'm, churn and burn, right? So there you go. Oh, okay. No big deals. No big deal, Christopher. I appreciate it. But there you go. So check that out. Like I said, I will be, I'll definitely be, I recommend you guys supporting it. So I'm going to be as well. So there you go. Thanks, guys. That was a lot of fun. I realized the Teach As You Go became more of a front end thing. I'll figure out this solo thing just in time for more people to come back over. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, and it's entertaining, I hope, and it helps show off these games. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Give it a thumb if you haven't already. It helps the channel. It really does. That's why every YouTuber in the world asks for thumbs, because it helps show the channel. Algorithms and all that stuff. Subscribe if you don't already. Support the show. Consider supporting the show if you think what I do here on the show is worth $1 or $2 a month. Certainly would appreciate it. You can go to pledgehc.com. Going right there. Hurry. There you go. Small City tomorrow. 3 p.m. tomorrow. Same time. Well, 1,500, 2,100 across the pond. Small City. Solo again. Then next week, 3 streams, 1862. Musical chairs, a little light interlude, a little lunchtime filler. Colonial Twilight next week. But let's finish Albin VR week with a strong showing. Spread the word tomorrow. Help me spread the word about tomorrow's stream. It'll be a good time. I'll see you all then. Be kind to one another. Continue social distancing. Wear your masks. Yeah. Remember to get some fresh air and some sunlight. It definitely helped me today. So take care of one another. Be kind. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye. I could have been a surgeon. Yeah. So close. Bah.